Hi, my name is Sabrina Hendafar, and I'm going to go over a bit of what I've learned in my real estate finance class. So, starting off, I want to go over a lot of the definitions that I was unaware of, such as lien, principal, loan to value. I had no idea what those terms meant, and they were constantly getting thrown around. And this course helped me understand them a bit better, and it helped me understand essentially how these mortgages work. I feel like some of the most important chapters were just 1, 2, and 4, just because they really do go over what a mortgage is and how to obtain a mortgage. Now, touching on chapter 4, I think that was one of the most important, just because it teaches you about the 1930s, the Great Depression, and 2008, which was in my lifetime. And at the time, I didn't understand what 2008, the market crash, what had actually happened. All I knew from a 9-year-old's perspective was that people were just losing their homes because of the economy. Everyone just keeps on saying the economy, but not actually explaining what goes behind it. And back in 2016 or 17, I watched The Big Short, which does go over the market crash and how some people knew it was coming but didn't say anything. And everything just completely went over my head. It wasn't until I got to chapter 4 and it kind of went in depth about the housing bubble and how people were essentially getting shorted on loans and essentially getting cheated out of their houses. So I thought that was really, really, really interesting. And it pertains to my lifetime. Moving on, I didn't know Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae were things. I didn't know about kind of those secondary mortgage buyers. I was unaware of that. So it really helped me get a better insight on the terms, second mortgage and how essentially banks operate, because they'll give a loan to someone and then someone else will buy it out. And there's this constant cycle of money going around, which I thought was super, super interesting. And next, the idea that that the banks have, the banks have regulations, which I didn't know about. And again, a lot of it was caused because of the Great Depression and the 2008 market crash, that the banks have to have a certain amount set in their reserves. So they have to have a certain amount set in their reserves just in case something should happen, and they're constantly being regulated, which I think is really good, just so they don't have free reign over your money. Oh, what else? Going on to the math, I can now calculate P&I and PIT, PT and PITI all by myself. I don't need the guide anymore. I know how to do it, and I also learned how to fix my calculator last class, which I thought was very helpful because on the midterm, I think I spent 2 hours trying to figure that out. I think just learning the math behind it and learning how to amortize and how to, do those basic calculations so that when I do get my real estate license, I can be able to do that for my clients. Overall, I think this class was a great setup for me getting my real estate license, which I'm starting on. I already started real estate classes. And a couple of the things I learned that were pertaining to the class, but not necessarily pertaining to the material. Don't order textbooks off of random sites, because I think my textbook just came in 2 days ago. So that took forever. And I would just spend the extra money and trust a reliable textbook source. Not only that, this was my first Zoom class. So it was my first Zoom class that the instructor was teaching material. And a couple of things I learned is that you have to be really really on it and making sure that you're constantly in class to be getting that material, because they'll put something up and then it'll go away, which isn't on the professor. It's just how Zoom classes work. It's not something that you can be go back, because there's so many other kids in the class. Not only that, turn off your mic. like the first couple of classes, I feel like people didn't understand that. And so we heard some really interesting things because, people didn't just turn off their mics. And so this is just a little, foreshadowing and forewarning that if you're in a Zoom class, the first thing you should do, if you need to have your camera on for like rules and regulations, go for it, but like turn off your mic because that doesn't need to be on and we don't need to hear the back. We don't like, no one else needs to hear the background noise. It saves you and it saves you and it saves me. Lastly, some comments on the class. The professor has been saying, like, first off, it's an amazing class. I love the professor. I felt like he did a really good job conveying the material and conveying it. This is like not a 6-week course. I definitely feel like I wish I had more time to not only be able to learn the math in class, but to able to, go over the material just a bit more. But other than that, I really did enjoy the class. Thank you, Carranza. That is all I have. Have a great day.